Ah, how I long for the days when you did not suck donkey dick!
Well, thankfully, this game came from those days. Yeah, now, I know this game might not seem familiar to
Hey, it's Darn Tower! Oops, wrong series.
Yeah, you're right, it's wrong series. But this game might not seem very familiar to most people. That's because it was kind of a, so to speak, hidden gem of the Game Boy Color. And, coincidentally, for the PS1 as well. But I still prefer this one to be the better of the two. Ladies and gentlemen, Twilight Prince 123 here. I present to you Azure Dreams.
So this was actually a port of the PS1 game.
It pretty much was, but in all honesty, it was actually better than in my opinion.
Well, that doesn't surprise because there was a Game Boy Color Metal Gear. In America it was called Metal Gear Solid, but actually it was a completely different game, sort of a weird alternate reality side story thing. But I actually liked it better than Metal Gear Solid on the PS1.
Living too long.
My favorite, though, will always be Metal Gear 2 for the MSX. Anyway, let's find out what this...
So, basically, what this game is all about is that it's a roguelike dungeon crawler sort of game.
Meaning? Meaning,
basically, that you go into the tower, which is up this way, and it's a randomized dungeon basically every time. The kick about it is, though, is that, well, you, as in your own character, has to start at level 1 every single time. Your monsters don't, though.
Is it the same way in the PS1 version?
Oh yes, very much so. So, basically, let's just go in and take a look around.
Now, that town was giving me a Dragon Quest vibe.
It kind of does, actually.
Yeah, don't you get monsters in Dragon Quest V as well and shit?
You do, and there was
And 8, I remember, sort of.
Oh yeah, now I remember. This was actually my brother's save file.
Oh, this is one of those things that you only have one save file.
Actually, I think this one actually had 2.
Yeah, I hate cards that have
very
just
limited
one
save files.
Final Fantasy on the NES, and again, Metal Gear Ghost Babel for the Game Boy Color. That always pisses me off.
This is red sand. Ooh, I can actually use that.
Hell, sometimes, even with like stuff on the PS3, it's like you can have only one save per profile, like Sonic 2006 and shit was, and Sonic Unleashed. Then again, most people don't give a shit about those Sonic games, but still, it's annoying.
Yeah.
It's the principle of the thing.
Yeah. So basically, the entire thing about a roguelike is to basically just explore the floor, grab whatever items you can and treasure and stuff, fight and recruit monsters, and basically just try to get as high, or in this case, sometimes as low as you can in the tower. Because there's both... Because unlike in the PS1 version, there's also a basement.
Anyway, just run around, it's a randomized world, just get stuff and try not to get fucked up.
Pretty much.
So basically, it's like Toe Jam and Earl 1 on the Genesis, only it's good.
Yeah, this is actually good. Also, for people who have actually stuck around on my channel a while back, you might have also noticed that I actually put most of Azure Dreams for the Game Boy Color, at least its soundtrack, here on my channel. So... It's always pretty good to listen to, in my opinion.
So it's no random battle thing. It's...
No, it basically, every step is a turn, you could say.
I don't get it.
Every step you take is basically a turn on the field that everybody can take. You missed there. There are some boss fights in this game, and most of them can actually get quite challenging.
Anyway, it looks like you more or less bump into them. Again, that kind of reminds me of Ys. Have you ever played an Ys game?
I know of the Ys series, and I've heard some of the music from it, which is freaking phenomenal.
Well, except for 5, the Ys music is just off the frickin' hook. If you had a PSP, I'd recommend Ys 7.
Right.
And for your Wii, if Virtual Console shit could still be downloaded for it, I'd suggest Ys Book 1 and 2 for the TurboGrafx CD.
I'm not entirely sure if I could actually excuse me, download anything on that, because...
yeah, like the servers and shit.
The servers and stuff are pretty much gone.
Well, at least I still have it.
Dang it. Got poisoned.
Don't you have, like, any cure-all and shit?
I actually do, to be honest, now that I think about it. Just give that to you.
It has a bit of a Pokemon vibe. Also,
It does.
kind of slightly reminds me of Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World, the sequel you loved so much.
I hate you.
Hey, it wasn't a bad game. And that was my first Tales game. That got me... I still have Vesperia at home for the 360. I'm waiting to try it out.
Oh, damn it. I got changed into a frickin' frog. I'm just gonna wait here, wait till it wears off. Ah, good, a wind gem.
What the hell does that do?
That is actually my key out of here.
So in case you really fuck up, you can get back to the town?
Yeah, in fact, it's actually the only way out. Now,
No.
now the key thing is that normally when you're advancing up the tower, you can only advance up one floor at a time. With the basement, though, you can actually go down however far down you've been. In this case, apparently I've been down to floor 59. But we don't want to go down that far just yet, so let's just skip to, say, basement 5. There's 99 of basement 98. Oh, there's a boss there that has pretty much ingrained itself in my memory. He's known as My Soul. He's basically this large two-headed bone dragon that just wants to, you know, devour your soul because you're very powerful. In fact, he's the one that actually guided us down here.
Was that mentioned at all in the PS1 version?
He doesn't exist in the PS1 version. This entire basement is Game Boy exclusive.
Okay, the Game Boy Color version trumps the console. That's happened for, like I said, for me personally, Ghost Babel trumps Metal Gear Solid, and I heard a lot of people say that Mario Golf for the Game Boy Color outstrips the N64 originator.
That being said, the GameCube one wasn't so bad either.
Toadstool Tour, or whatever the fuck it was called?
Oh yeah. Although, personally, if I wanted to pick a GameCube Mario sports game, I would just play Mario Power Tennis.
Well, anyway, when it comes to golf games for me, it's Hot Shots Golf 5 for me.
Because Kratos.
Yeah. Plus, it was fun. It made golf fun. That and Tecmo Super Bowl are pretty much, I consider, the apex of super fun sports games.
I suppose, if anything, I can at least show the two monsters that I have, and they're very detailed looks when you see them up close. So we have Blith right here, which is one of the legendary dragons, and Thord, which is another one of them. There's like 3 legendary dragons in this game, and that's 2 of them right there.
What does that thing do? Looks like a magnifying glass.
Let's see. That's a monster. It would let me see where monsters are on the floor if I use it. So, basically, the whole point of the game is to basically find what you can.
You used red sand. What the fuck did that do?
That actually, the red sand actually makes your weapon stronger.
Okay, so
Blue sand would make your shield stronger.
Okay, did you mean to do that, or
I did actually.
Okay, good.
Because you see, the strength buffs that you get from the sands are actually permanent, and they actually help make up for the loss of the fact that you start at level 1.
Okay, now it's doing the random battles thing.
It mostly does that when you can't kill something in one hit. So it has kind of an Earthbound vibe to it in that sense.
I've never actually played a Mother game.
There we go. Take him down.
Ham Troll.
Because he has a hammer. It's short for Hammer Troll.
Actually, I thought it was more like a ham. I thought it was ham because, well, hamster.
Well, it kind of does look like a hamster, I suppose.
Fucking Hamtaro. You killed Hamtaro, good for you.
Alright, there's the way down. There we go. The thing is, you also get double the normal experience points you would get if you killed a monster rather than if one of your monsters did so. So if something was so if a monster kills one and it's worth 4 experience, you get 8 if you killed it yourself. It requires a little bit of strategy and planning, but the game is actually pretty fun once you actually get down to it. And this was also pretty much my introduction to roguelike RPGs.
What are some other ones?
Like the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, for example, are ones.
Okay, I've never played those. I haven't played anything. I only played Red and Blue, and I played a little bit of Snap in a Blockbuster kiosk.
Same did I, as we might have mentioned in a previous video.
Oh, and Pokemon Puzzle Challenge was basically Tetris Attack with Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my limited experience with Pokemon
I actually remember
games.
actually getting to the Mewtwo fight in the N64 edition of that.
I played the Game Boy Color one.
It's just like, man, how does anybody even do that? How could somebody even think that far ahead?
Another thing that'll really crush your ego is like, I remember Dr. Eggman's Mean Bead Machine on the Game Gear.
And I remember kicking your ass with it too.
Well, that was the Genesis on the GameCube disc.
Yeah.
I have the Game Gear version.
Right.
Wait, did the Game Gear have two-player compatibility? I'm trying to remember.
I'm not entirely sure. I mean,
the old Game Boy did, in theory, but you hardly ever saw anyone take advantage of it.
Except maybe with Pokemon, but, yeah.
And there's some obscure games that were great two-player ones, like Psy-Raid and Kingdom Crusade.
And there was always Tetris.
Well, that's... And, of course, the biggest exception was, of course, Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I'd say one more floor, and then we'll, call it quits with this. And funnily enough, it's the same floor layout. I mean, it is still random, like, what kind of a floor layout you can get, but some of them can repeat.
Hey, it's Wobbuffet!
Nope, that's Genny.
Well, it looked like a Wobbuffet on the Overworld thing.
Kinda does. But this was probably long before Wobbuffet was even introduced.
And I have no idea what Pokemon I would compare that to.
Looks
like an undead version of Meta Knight, I don't know.
Kinda does. And unlike in Pokemon, there are types in this game, but it's pretty much a very simple triangle. Fire, water, wind. Although there is a dark element, which is basically like neutral damage.
Fucking... No, I'm not even gonna say it too easy.
Bomberman?
I was gonna say Bomb, but that works too.
Well, that works too. Alright, I guess in that case, let's just leave. And then when you come back, you just, see your mother and your little brother. Off to the next day, pretty much. Just pretty much repeat that until you can get to the top, or the bottom in some cases.
And at the top is the final boss and shit?
Well, the standard final boss, yeah. Let's do just a quick hard save here.
Who's that supposed to be?
That's supposed to be the character's mother, and I actually backed out. There we go. There we go.
Over 20 hours on this thing.
Oh yeah, this game takes quite a while. It takes a lot of ventures. But yeah, Azure Dreams, basically my first introduction to roguelike games, and what I would probably consider a cult classic in many terms. Now, before I end this off, I should note that in the PS1 edition, something that has over this is the fact that there is actually, there's actually a romance mini side thing you can do with, like, some of the characters.
Okay.
So you can do that. You can build, like, relationships with people and stuff and get things for it. But they kind of cut that out of this one, but instead just focused on the adventure, which I totally actually prefer.
Well, anyway, of course, because this is was probably meant for kids, it was on a system that was kind of geared to kids. That'd be too PG for Nintendo, so duh. Yeah. And yet they had a Metal Gear game.